Solar power. Let's face it, folks, it's been around a lot longer than most of us know. Studio guy don't know this much today, but here's where we are today. A lot of us are consumers in the solar power industry, but occasionally we get to have a man in studio who's probably a consumer, but more importantly, is a business owner to help other people become consumers in the solar field. The name of the guest today is Seth Wells, his company, Spark Solar, right here on the show. Seth, welcome aboard. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
It's good to see you. I'm glad you're in studio with us today. Thank you much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You know, I was looking at the notes today. When you first got started in this, it's not exactly where you are now. It looks to me like you were setting up leads for somebody else. Is that fair?
That's right. Yeah, we came in. I've been a sales rep in solar since 2015, and I was trying to be unique, and I was trying to generate my own traffic, right? My own leads. And so I was working an event for myself almost every single weekend, and it was a lot of work. And what I was doing was taking those appointments, because I was engaging with people at the tent, right? We had like all the setup in our tent. And yeah, I was giving and selling leads to the company I was working for, and then the reps I was working with, like a commission-based thing.
So at some point, when did the light go off in your head thinking, if I'm gonna work this hard, why not do it for me?
So I have family in Corpus, and we went down there for 2 or 3 summers in a row. And every time I went down there, I helped people go solar. And it seemed like a good market. There weren't many people there. And so I went down there, generated my own leads. And my cousin saw what was going on, and we were staying at his house, and he liked the way it looked. And he was at the time flipping houses. And he said, hey man, I think I want to invest in you, and you start a company. And so I was kind of already phasing into starting a company, and then he came in as an investor because I was generating my own leads. And pretty much the conversation was, hey, stop giving your leads away and let's just run them and let's help people go solar. So we ended up in a lot of houses like within that first 2 weeks, and yeah, we're doing business like immediately. So
was it difficult as far, I mean, obviously you knew everything about the business, but going into that business end, for example, getting together the crews to install the equipment, did you have to come up with that as well?
Yeah, it was really tricky.
Yeah.
We contacted another solar company that was already there because I didn't have a network there at all. And I wasn't subbing him out. What we did is we made like a partnership, and I would go meet with the homeowner, help them sign up, get financed, and then he would do the actual, the labor work and the permitting and the engineering. So yeah, it was kind of like a dealer situation where I was kind of dealing for him, but it was just a mesh thing. That's actually really common in the solar industry and how a lot of companies get started.
But it's worked so far, right?
It's worked really well.
Well, you've even taken it further in a lot of ways. I'm going to go a lot of different directions.
Yeah,
but I want to start off with, it's rather unique, your partnerships, if for lack of a better word, that you're able to work with roofing companies and real estate people. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so real estate's pretty tricky because most of what realtors have brought to me are they're selling or buying a house that already has solar on it. They just want information. So I do that for free. And then of course, you know, for new homeowners, we can get them a quote right away. We're able to access all the data from their meter. So the previous homeowners, we can see how they used power, and then we can build a quote based on the past homeowners immediately. And a lot of people that just get into a house are already in motion and buying things, furniture, and so it's kind of a good time for them emotionally. And they're in that mindset, oh shoot, I'm about to have an electric bill on my new house, so they go ahead and go solar. And then for roofers are out knocking doors, they're working referrals, all this stuff, and they run into houses that have solar on them. So a lot of roofers don't know what to do, so they go to the next house. They say, oh, that house has solar, I'm going to pass it up.
Okay.
So instead what we have done is we work exclusively with over 30 roofing companies at this point, to where if a roofer has a lead or a referral or somebody they're working with that has the solar, we'll work directly with the GC or the roofer to take the solar panels off while the roof's getting redone, and then we put the panels back on.
The roofers don't want to mess with that. If they're going to break something, and there goes all their profit for installing the new roof.
Yeah, the roofers shouldn't touch the solar at all. It can completely void the warranties.
Oh, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah, and these things have 35+ year life expectancy, all this stuff, so you don't want to void warranties.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking on the residential end, but let's merge over to the commercial side of things. So is solar a player in the commercial market?
It is. It is all over the nation. It's getting that way here in Texas. Texas is a little behind. The business owners that are doing solar now are either one, they just really hate their electric bill and they're willing to pay the price to lower it, or two, they're already researching it or came from a state like the West or the East Coast that's already doing solar.
Okay, so they're familiar with it.
Correct. I have personally presented solutions for solar for business owners that look really, really, really good, but they're saying, well, why isn't there solar in all the other businesses? So they don't want to be the first.
Then nobody wants to be the guinea pig.
Nobody wants to be the guinea pig.
But can you not even explain to them that, look, this has been going on in these states for some time. Here's your guinea pigs out here.
Most definitely, yeah.
Or they're just too stubborn. We're all about oil here in the great state of Texas.
Yeah, and that's funny. Actually, West Texas is one of the best market for solar.
Interesting.
Oil field, there's solar all in the oil field, on oil rigs, on the gates, on the pumps. Like there's solar panels all in the oil industry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not that big a stretch to take it a little bit further.
They see it every day. But I'll tell you, with commercial has more benefits than residential. So residential already has a tax credit. Whatever the gross total system cost is, they get a 26% tax credit off of that total cost.
Okay.
Commercial gets the same thing. Plus, they get to write off the gross total system cost off of their business income taxes. So that's a tax credit, a tax depreciation. Plus, we can write off the interest from the financing. You can write off, if you overproduce it all, you can write that off. There's a lot of different write-offs for commercial. Yeah.
So are people catching on? We're a little slow here in Texas.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I'm personally working like 4 massive commercial deals right now, and I don't really know where they're going to go. One of the companies is owned from someone out of like Switzerland or something, so they're already doing solar where they're at. But I mean, these are massive solar deals, like $1 million plus. So I don't know. They're big corporate. We got to keep working up the ladder and things. So they're working. People are interested. They're inquiring. And the only commercial jobs we've done have been very small, pretty much the same size as residential.
But still, it's a whole new field. It's something else. And before I forget, a whole new field out there with semi-related to the solar power, in that we're all trying to become green in a lot of ways.
Yes.
When we get to our transportation, electric cars are a big deal, and you're kind of skewing into that market just a little bit too, aren't you?
Yep. So we started doing electric vehicle chargers. We've just done a few. I think we just installed our 3rd EV charger. We got set up as a certified sales and installation dealer of NLX, which is a massive company. Look up NLX. They have a product called Juice Box, so we're set up with the Juice Box. It's a great product. They have residential, commercial products, and so I'm personally really talking to a lot of hotel, motel, apartment business owners, things like people like that. I'm just trying to get people thinking about EV charging. And people first think Tesla, but Tesla chargers are just Tesla specific.
Correct.
Our chargers charge, Ford, Chevy, Tesla, and so we're trying to get people to think outside of Tesla.
Well, it's interesting too. I read something just last week where Chevy has already said we're going to be 100% electric by, and I can't remember the year, 2050. I mean, not that far. 25, 30 years from now, everything that makes is going to be electric. So people would have an opportunity to get on the front end of that with you right now and get ready for it. It's kind of
So right now, people are starting to buy electric and hybrid vehicles. It's a major benefit to businesses to have a spot for somebody to charge.
That's where I want to go shopping.
You can do extremely low voltage charging just to help your consumer out. Now, apartments can charge more for that parking spot. Hotels can charge more for that person to park there. They can charge $30 a day or something. And the consumer benefits from it. What's $30 to a consumer staying at a hotel? But $30 is they're going to make profit on that. $30 minus the charging cost.
It's another revenue. So I mean, it's just always something. And like we said, you started in this industry a while back, but you're doing it a lot different than you were initially, and you're not done yet. As things keep coming online, you'll keep going. Well, man, I appreciate you coming in today, sharing your story with us. It's just fascinating, and it's just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak.
It is.
Thank you, Seth.
We're only moving up. Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Folks, thank you for being with us today. We appreciate you as always, but please don't run off, because we're coming right back with a little more. All in.